Hey guys, so today we're looking at episode 2 of the Ultimate AD Carry Guide, and specifically we're going to be looking at attack moving and also kind of a little bit about key bindings and settings that I use for AD Carry as well. So the first thing is, like, there are so many different terms for this, stutter stepping, orb balking, animation cancelling. Like, in other games these can all mean slightly different things, but in League these are basically all refer to the same thing or come under a big umbrella of attack moving. Animation is kind of an exception. It's another part of attack moving, sure, but it's also just a part of League in general that's really important, so we're going to get to that a little bit later. So how it actually works then? Well, there are kind of a few different ways that you combine this, but the way I do it is just to use the default A and then click. So pressing A brings up the attack move cursor and clicking gives the command, so it's very similar to normal except you press A first basically. So attack moving itself is like when you click you will attack the closest target to your cursor. Now this was a little bit of a recent change. Like before, this used to be that it attacked the closest target to you, so you'd literally move to your click and you hit the first target you come across. So after the change, and how it works now is you'll move and attack the closest target to where you clicked. This actually makes it a lot easier for attack moving. Like if you're attacking an enemy and you just miss their champion model really slightly, instead of attacking the thing next to you, you're still going to attack that champion. So it seems kind of simple, right? Instead of right clicking on an enemy like usual, you're just going to press A first and then click on them or next to them to attack them instead. But why would you actually bother doing that? The first and biggest thing is it makes kiting a lot easier in teamfights. So if someone is ever chasing you, that is like attack move heaven. I actually find it to be more accurate in some ways, especially in the lane phase, and it can also prevent you from making some big mistakes. Like I guess the biggest one will be when you're attacking, you won't accidentally walk into everything if you misclick the floor next to a champion instead of that champion itself. It doesn't sound like a huge deal, but in the lane phase and in team fights you want to always be standing at your maximum attack range, and attack moving really lets you do that. So there's a big reason of why you would do it. So the next logical step, I guess, from the why and the how is to when do you use it. Like when would you actually attack move instead of just right clicking? And the easiest way of probably doing this is to tell you when I normally use it. Now I actually always try and use it, and we'll kind of get onto why I do a bit later, but in general the best times to use it is in team fights and when you're harassing in lane phase. So this kind of ties into the why a little bit, but the two big things we said are it makes kiting really easy, so it's great for team fights when people run at you, and the second thing is that you don't want to walk closer than you have to. Like attack move in theory will always keep you at your maximum attack range, because even if you do misclick next to a target and not on them, you're still going to attack that target. As we said before, if you don't use attack move, you'd start walking to the target instead, and that's just really not going to help you at all. Like if you accidentally click next to someone instead of on them and you walk next to them, you're probably going to die. So that's all to do with a team fight, and in lane it's a very similar idea. Like being at your maximum attack range will keep you safest, and it's going to let you get the best trades off where you do good damage from them and kind of reduce the damage you're going to be taking in return. So that is all relatively simple. Like, it's kind of easy to grasp. You know what it is now, you know how, you know why, and you know when, but this is actually how to make it better, which I think is one of the most important things. The trick that I have always used to make my attack moving better is to use it in the lane phase. So you spend 10 to 15 minutes in your lane just farming every single game you play, and that is a time that you could be using to get used to alternating between moving and attack moving. The attack move cursor, so when you press A, doesn't actually have to be used on the ground. You can click directly onto a champion or a minion to attack that specific target, just like if you had clicked on them normally. So when you're CSing, you move around as normal, and then you just use the A plus click to target minions and CS instead of right clicking. This doesn't seem like a huge deal, but if you think about it, you're going to be CSing for like what, 200 minions a game probably, and that is 200 times that you could be using your A click to actually take a CS and training your attack move. This is going to get you used to moving around and attack moving at the same time to target things while you're basically doing nothing else, and it's a really good habit to get into. So at the start of this video I said this is just how I do it. Like I A click, and there are other ways, and this is one of the other ways I actually think is really good, and it's basically just like a smart cast attack move. So this is an option in the settings I'm showing you on screen now, and instead of bringing up the attack move cursor and then clicking, you'll just attack move as soon as you press it. Now in theory this is going to be quicker because you're only doing one action instead of two, and it's going to make your kiting a lot easier and more effective. Now most people will bind this to their left click, so you just right click to move around as normal and then you left click to actually attack move. Personally I found it really hard to get used to and a little less accurate I guess, even if it is actually going to be quicker. Now even though I don't use it, if you spend the time learning it like that, then it will be quicker and it will probably be better in the long run as well. So at least give it a try. So that is attack moving in a nutshell. Like, you know what it is now, you know how it works, why it's good, when you should use it, and how to train yourself to be better at it. With that, you should be able to go into a game and be able to attack move and start to get used to it. But there's one extra thing that really takes your attack moving game to the next level, I guess, and that is animation cancelling. So animation cancelling is going to let you chase better or let you kite better, and overall it's going to increase your damage. It really does exactly what it says. Like, you're going to cancel the animation of your auto attack by moving. So every single auto attack in the game has an animation, and the projectiles, or what the actual auto attack is, will come out part way through that animation. So you can see here, like, even though the projectile has actually left, my champion is still standing still and finishing off the animation, even though it's actually not doing anything. Once you've hit that point where the auto attack has left, the rest of the animation is useless. It's wasted time and it does nothing, which is why you want to cancel it and move. You can see from these clips just how many more auto attacks I'm able to get in by cancelling my autos instead of just right clicking. If you're chasing someone like this, it will let you keep up with them easier or let you do more damage because you won't spend as long standing still attacking. Same thing with kiting. Like, if you cancel animation as soon as it's left, then you can run away sooner than you would otherwise, and you'll just take less damage and keep a better distance between the two of you. So don't get me wrong, like, this is going to take some practice and some time to get used to and getting a feel of each champion and when you can actually cancel, because it is going to be different from every single champion. That wraps up this video, the second episode of my Ultimate AD Carry video, and I hope you guys